Hi, my name is Lakshya Jain, and today I'm gonna present to you my idea about education revolutionized. That is Intuition AI. This is an adaptive learning companion system. So let's dive deep into why traditional education needs a fundamental shift and how our system provides a smarter, more personalized approach to learning. So here's the agenda for today. I'll start with the introduction and take it forward from there. So, our motivation. So, our motivation is our classrooms inclusive. I think that every student learns at their own pace, and uh, traditional classrooms move at one fixed speed, but some students are left struggling while others just sit bored waiting to be challenged. There's a statistic that nearly 50% of the students in large intro courses in college class withdraw, struggle, or fail. And simply because the system isn't adaptive enough to adapt to their individual learning needs or meet where they're at in the progress bar of the course. The course just goes on, and the student is just left wondering sometimes where the student is supposed to be. This isn't just like an ASU problem, it's happening everywhere, right? So, uh, yeah, that's a problem. So, classrooms today treat every student the same, despite the fact that every student has very different learning style, attention span, and strengths. And this mismatch in education is why we want to solve this with Intuition AI. So imagine two or three students in a classroom. They're all studying grade 9 algebra. One of them is just acing all of the tests, and he's getting positive feedback from his teacher every time. And he's just able to keep up with the course. The other student is not able to keep up with the course. Her um, lack of awareness of the subject previously, or maybe her attention span, or the rate at which she learns, or the method through which she learns. Maybe she learns through more practical implementations instead of um, mental applications. So the traditional education system, it doesn't account for different types of students. So I believe that every student has their own different persona and way they learn, and the education system, it's just static, and it just doesn't modify to any student's needs or wants. It's just there. So we propose that every student should have their own syllabus, which is designed with them in mind, and they should have their own evaluation criterias with them in mind. And by leveraging AI, so the reason why these school structures are so static is because we have only one teacher, and then the teacher has to just think how to go ahead with this lesson, and then everyone else should be able to adapt with the teacher's teaching, which is not what it should be. Since we have a AI now, we can have an agent that adapts to every student's needs and provides them with adequate resources to get closer to where they're supposed to be and their goals. Therefore, maximizing learning potential in all students equally. So, why should we learn user personas? Because some students thrive with, maybe some students thrive with videos, some students thrive with audio learning, some students like visual type of learning, and some students like audio type of learning. Maybe some students like hands-on learning, where they are actually doing things and learning through them. everybody has their own separate way of learning. All of these things are already available somewhere, but mm, the student needs to be able to access those things. So our system aims at making all of these learning resources more accessible for every student, and then our system builds a dynamic persona for each student, tracking their learning, their style, the pace, their strengths and weak spots, and then everything is personalized according to all of those things. um, as students learn and engage in material, they our coursework evolves as well. It adjusts to their study plans. Their difficulty levels are adjusted according to their level of mastery, and then content formats are there to maximize retention and progress, such that the student is able to answer questions when they need to answer them. So we have adaptive coursework according to the learned personas that we learned earlier. So our agent is essentially perceiving how the student is learning and adapting the coursework accordingly, and then pushing forward the coursework and pushing the student towards having better mastery at whatever goals the student has. So static lesson plans just leave the students either struggling or bored, or somewhere in between. But we need to dynamically fit to each learner's needs so that every learner is equally engaged in the coursework. As students answer more questions, our system adapts uh, and gives them harder questions. Or if the student is not able to answer that well, it gives them gentler questions so that they're able to answer. And our system is able to holistically uh, see where the student is at. Every student gets a tailored curriculum according to the pace, and no one gets left behind or held back. So everyone is equally given an opportunity to learn and grow. So now let's take a look at the system behind Intuition AI and how it works together. So we have multiple intelligent agents working together here, and we have a front end as well as a back end. So our student interaction agent is the main chatbot that talks to the student as the front end chatbot, uh, and then the recommendation agent reads the chats between the student and the interaction agent and assesses the student's persona. Whatever it thinks is important about the student, it places into a database called a user persona, which can be retrieved further by the orchestrator agent. The orchestrator agent here is the main agent. It takes information from the knowledge bank, which is like the all of the information of the internet, um, about that subject, and it creates a personalized syllabus, which is like a goal for the student, current goal for the student, according to what the student's persona is like and what kind of mastery the student wants to achieve in the future. Now, the evaluator agent, whenever the student reaches a certain milestone in the progress of that course, the evaluator agent gets triggered, and the evaluator agent basically takes the goal location of the student, which is the personalized syllabus, and asks the student certain questions according to what the student needs to know. If the student knows the answer, the evaluator agent gives them a little bit higher um, higher level of question, till the student is able to answer. This evaluator agent will keep increasing the difficulty. If the student's not able to answer, it decreases the difficulty slightly, and it gauges exactly where the student is at with respect to the goal location, and then it updates those informations into the student's persona, and then the orchestrator agent takes that information again and readjusts the personalized syllabus that the student is supposed to have. Now this acts like a full feedback loop. That's why evaluator agent is very important for us to get feedback from the user about what the user retains from the lessons. So, how does this connect with principled innovation and impact? We want equity and inclusion in the classroom, and we want to maximize human potential of learning by learning humans first, and then designing systems around the human so that the human can maximize their learning potential. Um, we want improved opportunities and outcomes for every student. The people affected by this would be all everyone related to the educational institute. So students, who are our main focus, we want to cater to students and we want every student to learn equally. Faculties will also be able to give some feedback into the system, and this system can also act like a middleman between the students and the faculty, so that the faculty doesn't have to focus on every student separately. We attempt to resolve the problems evolving student needs and equity and inclusion in the classroom. The future scope of this project can be done in several tangents. One is an evaluation system uh, that is not test based. It's not like I give you a question, you give me an answer, and I judge if your answer is okay. I would like to change the system to a better way of getting feedback from the student, and I have a few ideas about it. Learn student profiles can be matched with relevant jobs and also with relevant professors if they're into research, and then we can push them towards bettering their future because of these. Because we have the student profile mapped in our system, we can match them with the jobs that we think that would be the best match for the student. Um, Learned student profiles can be matched with like faculties, and that opens up a lot of room for research opportunities. To sum it all up, education is not one size fits all. So why should learning be a size fits all? We need to make sure that the syllabus that we are learning are adapted to the learner and not just an arbitrary thing that we want them to learn. With Intuition AI, we're redefining education by making it personal, adaptive, and student driven. And we believe that every learner deserves an opportunity that meets them where they are and helps them to reach their full potential. So, thank you.